We also have a whole National Nuclear Security Administration, or at least we did. Now we don't have a whole one because of what Trump has decided to do to them. When that Russian drone smashed into the reactor shield at the Chernobyl nuclear site last week, one of the reasons we knew that was very bad, but it wasn't a radioactivity catastrophe, is because our own government, one of our own agencies in the federal government, the National Nuclear Security Administration, maintains sensors at the Chernobyl nuclear site to monitor in case anything goes wrong there. So when that Russian drone attack hit the Chernobyl reactor sarcophagus, one of the ways we were able to be sure that that didn't result in a catastrophic release of radioactivity is because we've got expert nuclear monitoring at that site. Here at home, the National Nuclear Security Administration maintains and refurbishes and ensures the safe and secure storage and transportation and maintenance of our nation's thousands of nuclear weapons. NNSA runs the National Nuclear Labs. They develop nuclear propulsion systems for our nuclear submarines. They are the people in charge of making sure that terrorists don't get their hands on a nuclear weapon, or that nuclear weapons technology doesn't get stolen and sold in the black market. They're also in charge of making our new nuclear weapons and inspecting those weapons, and Trump is firing them, firing hundreds of them. The agency only has like 1,900, 2,000 people. Thursday night, they sent out termination notices to more than 300 of them. Termination notices reportedly to hundreds of staff of the small, expert, professional, very important National Nuclear Security Administration. Isn't there anything about the name of that agency that might suggest to you that maybe this isn't the best place to make cuts? What about National Nuclear Security Administration bugs you and makes you think that one is dispensable? Do you want to ask your mom? How old are you? You ever worked in this field? By Friday, the geniuses in the Trump administration had maybe Googled what this agency does or something, maybe heard from a few members of Congress. And so after sending out those termination notices on Thursday night, they tried on Friday to take it back. They tried to unfire the hundreds of people from the National Nuclear Security Administration that they had just fired the night before. But because, again, they're geniuses, they fired these people effective immediately and cut all of these people off from their work email and all their work computer systems and everything. And then a day later, when they decided, maybe we shouldn't have fired the National Nuclear Security Administration, they had no way to get in touch with all those people they had just fired to say, oops, sorry, please will you come back? This is the level of expertise and efficiency we're dealing with this new administration. Trump administration officials on Friday, quote, attempted to notify some employees who had been let go the day before that they are now due to be reinstated, but they struggled to find them because they did not have their new contact information. In an email sent to employees at the National Nuclear Security Administration, obtained by NBC News, officials wrote, quote, the termination letters for some NNSA employees are being rescinded, but we do not have a good way to get in touch with those personnel. Do you know any of them? Could you drive around your neighborhood and knock on some doors, see if we can get our National Nuclear Security Administration personnel back? Because we don't know how to find them. The President of the United States allowed his top campaign donor to send basically random, unvetted young people with no experience and no subject matter expertise at all into the agency that keeps America's nuclear weapons secure. And Donald Trump had those kids fire the people who work to keep America's nuclear weapons secure. And he had them fire them without those kids apparently having any idea what those people in that agency do, and without any way to get them back once they realized, okay, maybe no, that wasn't a good one. If you're running a government this way, on national nuclear security grounds alone, have you considered resigning? People have resigned for much smaller sins and much less damage to their country than this.